Hi Leo, this is Heather from the Crystal Vein Tarot. Thank you very much for joining me today, and for anyone that is new, welcome to my channel. So I'm going to be doing a general reading for the Sun, Moon, Rising sign of Leo for the month of February 2020. And as a general reading, the messages will resonate differently for everyone, so be sure to check out your Moon and Rising sign readings as well for a complete picture of the energies around you. So I'm going to be using I've changed up my deck, and I am using the Legacy of the Divine Tarot for the Celtic Cross reading. Then I will pull some other cards as well. And again, please be sure to like, share, that did not work, like, share, subscribe, and click on the notification bell because I'm doing things a little bit differently this month. I'm doing a February reading, that's this bigger reading, and then I am not going to be doing a mid-month reading. Instead, I'm going to be doing some smaller weekly readings, and I'm really doing something very different with the format. So I'm really excited about that, and I'm excited to show you those videos. So those will be beginning in the first week of February. And so again, make sure that you subscribe and click the notification bell so you are notified when those readings go live and come out. So Leo, you start with the World. So right now, you could be completing some kind of goal, life lesson, some chapter in your life, but a successful completion of it. But it's just a chapter in your life that you have finished and completed, and you are now getting ready to move on from. The World can also represent travel as well, but it often represents you completing a goal or a life lesson. It does represent the final card in the Major Arcana. So you always start at 0 with the Fool and you move through. The cards are about the Fool moving through the journey of life, and each card represents different stages in that journey, and then the Fool ends at card 21 here, which is the World. So this is you completing some goal or a life lesson or journey. And you're being crossed by the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords energy, this is the Page, Knight, and Queen, and King. So the court cards can represent actual individuals that are in your life, that are around you, that are influencing you. And Swords energy is, it is air energy, which is Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. So you could have a Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini around you. And but the swords represent our thoughts and what mental energy, what's in our heads. What we think about, ideas. It can represent any kind of thing that deals with mental energy. So if this represents an individual in your life, you'd be able to identify this person by they're a fast talking kind of person, but it can also represent a lifestyle change too. And knights are these are the doers of the tarot. These are the individuals that are on a mission, a quest. They're starting something, some kind of challenge. They're excited to do it, and yeah, so they have that kind of action-oriented energy around them. So this can represent your energy, Leo, that there's some kind of a quest that you're on. So this could be a lifestyle change for you that you could be embarking on, or this could be the energy of someone around you who has that energy. So below you, what your foundation, the past conditions that have led to this are the Sun. And the Sun is, it's a very positive card. It's one of the most positive cards in the tarot deck. This is about material happiness, a joyous outcome and success, which makes sense with it being in that foundation or past conditions that have led to the present, considering that your present is the World and the completion of a life lesson or chapter, and it's a successful completion of that life lesson or chapter. And perhaps that's you with this Knight of Swords energy, Leo, that your quest has come to an end as well. But with the Sun being in this past, this is kind of what's led to this, is that you've gained material happiness. There's been a joyous outcome in some area of your life, and you've achieved success in whatever the chapter this represents, whether it represents something that's financial, career, family, relationships, so any kind of area of your life, Leo. Then you have the Emperor here in your recent past, or things that, this is energy that could still be lingering around you, but it is moving into the background. Now when I do the Celtic Cross, I go, once I do the foundation card, I then move to the left and I do the recent past or things moving into the background before I go up into that top position of what's crowning you or your strengths. And the reason why I do that is because your foundation represents the past and the card to the left represents past or energy that could still be lingering, but it's moving into that past, into that recent past. And I feel it's important to finish up the past cards before moving on to where you're headed. And I also feel, so I like to read them more together, and so I like to go in a clockwise motion. So I just thought I'd give you some background on that, because you will see different readers do it differently. So the Emperor is, this is a card, this is actually the card of Aries, but this is someone who is very, this is that idyllic father figure type of energy. Someone who is very respected, is seen as a leader, is very strategic in how they do anything in their life. But again, it's that father figure type energy. So I'm actually feeling, Leo, that this could represent, so it can represent your energy. And with it being in that recent past or energy that's lingering, that's moving to the past, I mean, part of this this World card, if you're looking at relationships and family life, it could be the ending of you being in a relationship with someone and it's just the two of you, to now you are an actual father. So perhaps there could have been a new addition to the family, and this is where that Emperor energy is coming in. It can also represent that, because it's in that past energy, if we're still looking at family life and relationships, this could also be that your kids are now, because it's that father figure energy moving into the background, that it could be that your children, maybe the last of your children have gone off to school, or maybe you're considering that retirement. Yes, you could still be a father figure or a parent, but you no longer are actively raising your kids. They're more independent now and self-sufficient. So it can represent itself that way. This can also represent you being either an authority figure in your life, like a boss, or you being an authority figure like a boss, if you're looking at it from a career perspective, money perspective. So, and crowning you have the Nine of Swords. So this is situation on the horizon that may be coming in, usually to help you, and it usually represents your strengths. But with the Nine of Swords energy, it's not always seen as a very positive card, because this is about you having nightmares, anxiety, or grief. But the one thing with this card is, and this you know, whenever there's a change in our life, whenever one chapter of our life ends and a new one begins, no matter how positive it is, we worry about the unknown. We worry about, going in, when we move into uncharted territory by starting a new chapter, we tend to worry about that. And that's what this card is all about. This woman is staying up. She can't sleep because she has all these worries, and these worries are these Nine of Swords that are hanging over her. But the one thing with the to note with Swords energy is that is mental energy, as I mentioned earlier with the Knight of Swords, that this is, it's all your thoughts, and how your thoughts and your words are creating your reality. And in this case, it's all thoughts in your head that are keeping you up. So it's worries, but they're oftentimes unfounded worries, that you're turning that molehill into a mountain by obsessing about it and overthinking it, like thinking it to death to the point where it's keeping you awake. And I believe that this is more related to whatever new chapter you're beginning in your life, Leo. I believe that this is, that you are just, you're worrying about the unknown. Like, how is this going to play out? What am I going to do about this? And I think that's what this is. That you're just worrying about the things that you don't know, because this is new for you, and you haven't gone through, wherever your life is moving into, you haven't gone through this before. And so this is you worrying and obsessing about it and stressing out about it. But you do have the King of Cups energy in the near future, or what is coming and developing from the situation, and fantastic energy. I said the court cards can represent individuals, but I'm really getting a strong feeling that this is your energy, Leo. If it's not your energy, then again, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio are your cups. So it could be someone that's helping you to overcome this stress. But I'm really strongly feeling like this is your energy, Leo. Now, even though it's a king, it can still be it can be male or female, but the king is a master of that cups energy. Kings and queens have mastered their suit, the energies of their suit. And cups energy is all about emotions. It's water energy. It's your ups in life. It's those opportunities for real love, real joy, being in tune with what fulfills you emotionally. And the king is someone who, this is a supportive leader. Again, that father figure type of energy that that nurtures his flock and everyone under his care. This is someone who's very tolerant and empathetic, who is in control of his emotions, who knows how to emotionally satisfy himself and others, and in a very mature and responsible way. He's very emotionally mature. And so I'm really feeling like this is your energy, and this is what's evolving from this situation. And this is that new chapter that you're going into, is that it's going to make you grow in this capacity and in this way, Leo. So very nice to see that. I'm very happy to see that. And you have another king here. So you have the Emperor, you have the King of Cups, and now you have another king. So I really feel like you're going through something big in your life. You're really growing, Leo. You're really developing and coming into your own here. So the King of Swords, this is in the position of your current attitude or viewpoint towards the situation. And the King of Swords, again, master of the suit, master of the energy. It can represent an individual. That would be Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. Those are your air signs. Because it's in the position of your current attitude or viewpoint towards the situation, this is, I believe, more about you, Leo. And this is about you being very strategic, very thoughtful, very rational, seeking out the truth. There's no BS allowed. You're very, this is you being very patient with your thoughts, and patient with your putting plans in action. You really, it's being very, approaching everything with logic and reason, and again, not emotionally flying off the handle. This is, and again, a very mature energy. So I'm just seeing a lot of growth here for you, Leo, with the cards that are being pulled. Now, in what you need to know. So this can come from other people. It can come from your work environment, your home environment that's influencing the situation. You do have the Five of Wands. And the Five of Wands energy is about rivalry and challenges. It's about obstacles. It's also about sport, though. So this can also be about, it can be about competition. So it can be like a healthy competition. And because it's in the position of home, or what's influencing the situation, there could be some competition like going on around you, a little bit of rivalry. It's like that whole can be, and I keep getting this message that it's more like a keeping up with the Joneses type of competition in your life. So just be careful of that, Leo, that you don't get goaded into a situation because someone is making, or someone tries to diminish your diminish your accomplishments and achievements by doing, well, you have that, well, I have this, and that one-upmanship, that competition, or that rivalry that can come from someone trying to one-up you. I'm really feeling like that's and I don't normally read the card that way, but that's the sense that I'm getting from it. That there's someone around you that's trying to, you know, poke you and get you going, because you are doing so well and you are having so much growth here. So they're trying to challenge you and they're trying to like get you going, and they want to, I feel like it's someone actually wanting to compete with you versus you wanting to compete with them. And your hopes and fears, and this can also represent shadow work that needs to be done behind the scenes, but in your hopes and fears position, you do have the Three of Swords. And Three of Swords is about, it can represent heartbreak, it can represent divorce, depression, but it's a card of loss. So it doesn't necessarily mean a relationship has ended. What it does mean is that you have invested a lot into something. You have invested like your heart and soul into something. So this could be work related, it can be family related, it can be, so it can be so many different, it can apply in so many different ways, but it's that severe sense of loss and pain that we feel when we have put so much energy into something and so much of ourselves into something that, when it falls through and it doesn't work out the way we wanted it to or expected it to, it's that loss that you feel from that. So this is in your hopes and fears situation. It's also in the position of what needs to be done behind the scenes. But because it's in that position, I'm feeling like this isn't so much of what's happening to you, but this is what you're afraid of. You're afraid of loss. And again, that could be partly what is this Nine of Swords energy too, is that there's a fear that you're going to suffer that loss with whatever it is that's going on with you, Leo. Okay, and in the where your potential outcome or where you're headed is that of the Four of Coins. And you know, that kind of makes sense with this is your fear of loss. The Four of Coins makes perfect sense. So coins or pentacles energy is earth energy. So it's your physical assets, tangible assets, things that you can touch and feel. So things such as your money, possessions, your security and stability of your house, home, finances, even your body, your physical health. But that's the energy of the pentacles. It can also represent Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn energy because those are the earth signs. But the Four of Coins is about, it can be about greed. You see that he's holding very tightly those coins, not willing to share with anyone. But it's also a desire for long-term security. So that's why he's holding onto the coins so tightly, because he wants that long-term security. And if you are feeling this sense of, if you are worrying about loss, then that makes complete sense as to why you would have that desire for long-term security, because of this fear of loss. So, and generally Pentacles does speak to your physical assets, but it can also be about relationships and fear of relationship, the loss of a relationship too, or desiring long-term security and stability in a relationship. So I'm going to pull a couple clarifiers here. I would like to know a little bit more about this this Five of Wands energy. So, and find out like why it's here. Why is it here? Because I do feel like it's someone around you. So what is going on with that? Ten of Coins. Okay, so the Ten of Coins is, again, that's your earth energy, your tangible assets, money, possessions, security. And the 10 is all about, it's linking in with this, but I do like kind of all of these cards. So the 10 of Coins is about leaving a legacy, a retire. It could even be about getting an inheritance, and it can also be about your retirement. So you know, if your situation has changed, and I'll just give you an example. This doesn't mean this applies to you, but let's say that you are starting a family and there has been a baby has come into the picture, for example. Now your focus could now your focus may have changed, and you now may be thinking about that financial long-term security, that leaving an inheritance for a child later on down the road, or paying for their college or university. And there could be a fear of loss of that, that you're worrying about, the financial climate, stocks going up and down. But I also feel too, like with this 10 of Cups, or this 10 of Pentacles energy, this 10 of Coins, this is also about you having that 10. So you have Ace through 10 in a suit, and the aces are the beginning, 10s are completions. And so this is about you having achieved that financial stability, that stability with your house and home, having everything that you need and require around you. So that I'm really strongly feeling like this is someone around you, and that because it's being clarified by this card, with that being clarified, with the 5 of Wands being clarified by the 10 of Coins, I'm feeling like this is what's triggering that competition, or that rivalry, is someone is very jealous. So maybe you have received an inheritance, or even just your success and your financial success, that someone is jealous of that, and they're creating a rivalry, a competition around you because of that. Because of that jealousy, and that I'm really feeling that about that. So I'm also going to clarify that 4 of Coins, and that and in that position of the potential, or where you could be headed, this greed or desire for long-term security. So what is that about, Leo? Let's see what that's about. Okay, so it's being clarified with the 3 of Cups. And 3 of Cups is all about your friendships and celebrations and the circle of supportive people that are around you. It's known as the party card. So, yeah, I do feel like you have had a success. And I feel like there's that desire for long-term security. So perhaps you're even thinking of investing it. But it is cause for celebration. I'm going to pull another one as well. That you are celebrating your successes, but you do want that long-term security. That long-term security is really at the forefront of your mind. So whatever chapter is ended and whatever new one is beginning right now, there's really this drive towards long-term security, and that leaving your legacy. And you have the Page of Swords. So do watch. Again, pages can represent an individual. This would be someone who's very young, or someone that is youthful, young at heart, immature. But this is also someone who, the Page of Swords, pages can represent news or information coming in. So you could be receiving information regarding, you could be receiving finding out a truth. And again, that could be part of the reason why you have this long-term security. And I'm still feeling like it's linked to this card, but that maybe someone that you thought was your friend really wasn't your friend. Yeah, and it's funny how money can bring out the best and worst in people. But then you have. So I feel like there's going to be a truth that is realized, like someone is going to bring information to you, and you will realize something. Or it can also represent gossip as well, and prying eyes. So someone could be bad-mouthing you, and I'm really getting this 5 of Wands here, I'm really feeling like someone is jealous of you. So do watch that, and because that could even trigger this sense of loss too. It could be a loss of a friendship, but and if that's a situation, that's what happens and how things play out for you, Leo. That you find out that you find out a truth, and you find out that somebody's been gossiping or talking poorly about you behind your back. You do have a big circle of friends and support, and celebrate with them. Celebrate your successes with them, not with the individual that's kind of like stabbing you in the back or talking poorly about you behind your back, because those aren't your true friends. But you do have lots of true friends, Leo. So I'm going to pull an Angel Tarot card, see if Spirit has any last bits of wisdom or advice for you regarding this reading. So Leo, see what messages Spirit has for you. Any final messages? So we have the 9 of Air. So this is about you expecting the worst, and just be aware that it's expecting the worst and self-fulfilling prophecies and sleepless nights. So it's come up twice because the 9 of Air is the 9 of Swords. So this is about you expecting the worst, and don't, Leo. Things look very positive here. And because do know when you're expecting something bad to happen, then something bad could happen, because it is that self-fulfilling prophecy type of energy when you are expecting the worst. And this is also about you having sleepless nights and up worrying all night. So my best bit of advice for you, Leo, is knock it off. So you don't want to be stuck in your head. You do have a lot of positive things going on and a lot of positive things to celebrate. You do have this card of abundance and this King of Cups and King of Swords. There's a lot of growth going on, and there's celebrations with your true friends and family going on. So, there's always bumps in the road along the way, and you just you get over them and move on from them. And just make sure you're surrounding yourself with people who are supportive of you, Leo. So this is an Angel Therapy Oracle card, and you have the card of crystals. So the energy of crystals supports you and helps with your present situation. So if you like to carry crystals, just find one that you find you're really connecting with and carry that around with you. If you've never been into crystals, who knows, maybe go to a little, next time you're in a store and you see crystals there, just check them out. And if one kind of jumps out at you, or you just really feel connected to one, pick one up. Oftentimes you can get them for $1 or $2, and yeah, because they can help you on an energy level. So I'm going to pull one final card. It's a Living Reiki healing card. Reiki is energy healing, and we do develop energy blockages in this life, and even in past lifetimes we bring the blockages forward with us. And I find these cards, the messages, I find they can be very inspirational in helping to release those energy blockages. So you have, these cards are really hard to get out. Compassion. So Leo, for the month of February, remember and say this every day, that today I will be kind to every living creature. So compassion. So even if you find out someone is gossiping about you or spreading lies or saying something negative about you, approach that instead of getting angry. Approach it with compassion. Because usually people do that because of their own insecurities, and that's how they make themselves feel better. And it's really not a reflection on you, Leo. And just remember that, and try to see them through the lens of compassion. And you don't have to continue being their friend, but again, just try not to react out of anger. So Leo, this concludes your reading for the month of February. And again, be sure to like, share, subscribe, and click on that notification bell. And so then you are notified when the weekly readings start coming out that I'm so excited for. And when you do check out those readings, please comment down below and let me know what you think of the format. Again, I'm really excited to unveil this format for you. So I really want to hear a lot of feedback from it and comments from it. I want to know what you guys think. So thank you very much for joining me, and take care.